Hi, Bonnie.
Hello.
Hello. Hello to you both. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. How are you today?
We're good.
Good. Are you cold? Is it
Yeah,
cold?
it's a little chilly here, but I what can I tell you, right? This is where I chose to live, so I gotta suck it up. But it's all good. It's all good. Congratulations on this explosive series. My God, I could not stop. I could not stop, honestly. And Trent, I want to start with you because you're playing this character who's, she's this veteran cop, who everything, and obviously, what the basis of the show is, one call can change everything. How
Mm.
do you think that one call changed the whole trajectory of her career?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. I do think that, the writing on this show is so amazing and they really encapsulated that sort of sentiment and what she's trying to impart to Alex is,
Mm-hmm.
that there's so much that's going to go on in our lives personally, and we have to continue to show up.
Mm.
And we're going to meet challenge after challenge, and we're going to be in very dangerous situations and difficult situations and heartbreaking situations. And then you have to go from that to the next call, and you have to give the same amount of
Yes.
yourself and energy that you did, right before you had your heart broken.
Mm.
And I just think that that's such an incredible way to describe the humanity of that all of these men and women have as they go into this profession, and it's so challenging, and I just really love that our show brought that to life in a really wonderful way.
Absolutely. Brandon, big fan from The Good Doctor. I was kind of
Mm.
sad to see Daniel, but he was getting recovery, so it was all good. But here you
Yes.
are in this explosive series now, and which by the way had me at Dick Wolf. Like as soon as I saw that he was involved, I'm like, yeah, I'm there. I don't
I'm
care,
in.
whatever. But you
Right.
guys are so great together, and you're playing this kind of this rookie cop now, and he's learning from his partner and everything, but how do you think his optimism keeps him going? Because not everything goes the way we want. There's
No.
always curves in the road, right? And sometimes we get pushed down. How does he bring himself back up all the time?
That's a very great question. I think one of the reasons why Diaz actually wanted to get into law enforcement was to make a change in the community. I mean, he's probably grew up with watching so many people kind of just like make the wrong choice, and he wanted to not only feel better about himself and feel like he's doing right, but also to just help people who are in need. There are some times where I'm sure he grew up watching people who he couldn't help. So he almost has this, which is kind of almost his demise as well, this kind of hero complex to where he
Right.
feels like, I can help all of you, but I think slowly throughout the show, you start to see just the reality of life kind of break him
Mm.
down. And Tracy's actually there to kind of help build him back up. She has this wonderful line where she says, keep that optimism for as long as you can,
Sure.
because she knows she's been in his position before. So when he falls, knowing that she's there to help pick him up, I think that's extremely comforting for him.
Yeah, and what I love too is the chemistry between the two of you. Sometimes you get on a set and you're like, I got to work with you. Okay, whatever. But to me, it's really genuine. Fran, did you guys hit it off immediately? Tell me a little bit about your
Oh,
bond.
absolutely. It's very funny that you bring up the good doctor because you were coming down when we first met.
Mm.
You were in like a quick turnaround
Yes.
from shooting the good doctor. And I
Yeah.
remember you said, well, I think you knew then that your character was coming to a close,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I was so grateful. Like apologies to that show, and I'm
It all
sorry for all
worked
of the
out.
fans that got to lose him. But I was like, oh, good, okay, great. Because it just felt instant. When you meet like an incredibly kind person, Brandon is so open and so generous from the moment we met, and so it was a very, very organic friendship and working relationship that really felt just supportive and enjoyable, and it just felt like a pleasure coming to set every day and
Yeah.
and getting to work together. It was just exciting.
Yeah, it's nice, and you can feel it when you watch it. Brenda, I want to know, with a show like this, although yes, it's all scripted, and you've got a lot of information on your script, and what kind of research goes into it? Like, did you have to do real ride-alongs? I mean, you're portraying kind of really important people who make a difference in people's lives. So I would think that you would have to do some kind of research to get into the roles. I don't know.
Of course, yes, we did actually. So we only had about maybe 2.5 weeks to actually prep for this from the time that we auditioned to the time that we actually stepped on set. But in those 2 weeks, it was like the most intensive, just training that we've ever done from an acting standpoint, but also from a real life standpoint. We were very fortunate enough to do some ride-alongs with Long Beach Police Department. They were very gracious in hosting us, and just they're actually really helpful, and they wanted us to have all the information at our expense. In addition to that, we also had wonderful tech advisors on set, and also one of the writers in our writers' room is ex-law enforcement as well. So we were
Ah,
really supported in every single angle.
yeah, okay, for sure. Yeah, to me, it seems like it's important. Yes, it's a role, but you are portraying real people, kind of. You know what I mean? What they
Of
do
course.
in real life. So it's
Absolutely,
very important.
And there's a
Troy, and
responsibility to that, absolutely.
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm just wondering, and we'll wrap it up with this question for the both of you. But when you're playing a role like this, how do you look inward, and how does it change you personally?
That's a really wonderful question. I think, that's the wonderful thing about acting is you get to embody somebody who you might never get to know in an intimate way. You know what I mean? But previous to this, if there was a real life Tracy Harmon, walking around, and many of the women that I got to speak to in law enforcement, I wouldn't have gotten to sit down and hear about their lives, hear about their point of view, and then get to step into a simulation of it. And so
Yeah,
it just sort of blasts open, the way that I think and view the world, because if you don't share these experiences, there's like that old adage, like you walk a mile in somebody else's shoe. And
sure.
so, you learn so much just from the process of listening and opening yourself up to a different kind of perspective. So I feel like I've been changed in many ways.
Yeah, and Brandon, how about you? I mean, again, actors, you're playing a doctor, then you're playing a cop, but these are important roles. So for both of them, even, how do you look inward and go, wow, yeah, I have a different perspective maybe on
Yep,
things.
of course. I mean, I try to take something away from every single role that I play. I think for this one, to kind of piggyback off what Troyan said, it's like it allowed me to have a deeper understanding of what the men and women who wear the uniform go through,
Yeah,
and all that they have on their shoulders, making, choices in such a short amount of time. I had a lot of empathy for especially characters like Harmon, who on the surface might appear a bit hardened, but it's only because of all she's been through. And at the root of that, it's all stemmed in love, like her protection
right.
for Diaz. It's all stemmed in love. So the fact that not only me as a reader of the script was able to acknowledge that and realize that over the course of 8 episodes, but I hope audiences do the same as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, congratulations. Like I said, this is just such a kick-ass series. I know there's going to be more. I just know it. So hopefully we'll be
Thank you.
talking to
I hope
you
so.
for next season as well. Congratulations, job well done, and thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.